Hi, I'm Darren, and today I'm partnering with SCCA's Blue Ridge region to introduce you to Autocross. Most people think you need a fast sports car or a dedicated track car to come out and race, and that couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, you can bring just about any car you have out here and have a great time. So whether you're wanting to learn some car control or just looking for something fun to do on the weekends, Autocross is a great way to spend the day. Let's go over some things that you can expect on your first event. Now, amenities will vary by location, from nearby shops and restaurants to even a restroom on site. Checking out the event's registration page will give you its location as well as the schedule for the day. You can use the location's information to check out the area as well as get the local weather report. This will give you an idea of what to pack, as events happen rain or shine. Now I get it, you're going to want to pack for the worst case scenario. When in reality, autocross is a relatively safe sport and you should only really need to bring the necessities. At minimum, I would recommend a chair, water, a good pair of shoes, more on this later, some snacks, and most important of all, sunscreen. A big goofy hat is also a recommendation, the bigger the better. And if you don't have a helmet, no worries. Loaner helmets will be available, but they do require a small cost for the head sock. They're normally only a couple of dollars though. Now that you're ready to go, let's talk about what to expect when you get there. After arriving, find yourself a parking space and then go look for the waiver station. This is where you'll go to sign any waivers that may be needed, as well as get your fancy designer wristband. This is also a great time to ask any questions you may have, as well as get some guidance on the next steps in the process. After the waiver table, you'll head over to the timing trailer, and this is where you're going to confirm that you're there for the day. You can expect a few clarifying questions to make sure they have your information correct, and then you're ready to go. Well, almost ready. After you've checked in, you'll want to bring your car to get inspected. This is mandatory and is there to make sure that your vehicle is safe and ready for the day. They'll be checking your car for things like leaking fluids, loose wheel bearings, or anything that looks unsafe. Don't worry about it too much. If your car is good enough condition to drive on the streets, it'll probably be fine for autocross. By now, you've noticed the parking lot is full of cones, and you may or may not be freaking out about whether or not you'll be able to follow the course. I mean, just look at this mess. But have no fear, the course walk is here! Going on the novice course walk is not only mandatory for a first timer, but it's a great way to learn about the course and get guidance and instructions. You'll be learning from some of the best folks that have been doing this for many more years than they'd probably like to admit. This is one of those times where you want to ask questions. You need to make sure you understand what those cones are telling you. An easy one is the pointing cones. They tell you what side you want to pass them on. So if it's pointed this way, you go to the right side of the cone. If it's pointed this way, the left. After the novice course walk, a driver's meeting is held. This is mandatory for all drivers, and we'll go over some details about the day, as well as some very important safety items.
You never lift the hood of a car that's on fire. Fires love a lot of extra oxygen. Don't give it to them.
Autocross is a volunteer operation. For everyone to have a good time driving, there also needs to be available workers to do things like pick up cones. Run work groups can be a little confusing, and the number of run groups is determined by the number of cars entered. To briefly explain it, let's go over this instance here. So in this instance, there are 4 run groups, which means you need 4 work groups. Usually work groups are set in alternating pattern. So if you're a drive and run group 2, then you will work run group 4. Clear as mud, right? If you're still confused at the event, don't be afraid to ask for clarification. Making sure everyone is where they're supposed to be will help the whole event run smoother. There are many work and assignments that you may end up doing. If this is your first time, until you get the hang of how an event operates, you'll most likely be at a workstation picking up cones. This is where that good pair of shoes I told you to bring earlier comes into play. Workstations are normally numbered and you'll be able to identify them as such. You should see a setup similar to this. Watching the cars fly by can sometimes make you a little dizzy too. It's best to identify your section and only pay attention to that part of the course. Once the course goes hot, it's very important for you to stay alert. Cars will be going around you as fast as they possibly can, and you'll be following them to check to see if they hit any cones. If they do, it's your job to run out there and make sure the cone is placed back in its spot. There will also be a flagger. Their job is to radio in any hit cones or safety issues, as well as to get the driver's attention if they need to red flag the course and have everyone come to a stop. Now it's the fun part. It's time to race. First step is to get in a grid. As you drive around, someone is going to ask if you're a single driver or if you have multiple people that are going to drive the car on this run. They'll then direct you what lane to go to. Now that you're staged, it's almost time to go. Coming up to the entry of the course, it's going to look something similar to this. The closest set of double cones is where you're going to stage, and the second set of cones is where your time starts. Pulling up to the staging area, you should see a light similar to this one. As you get closer to that first set of cones, you'll see that first light come on. This means you're ready to start. When that next light turns green, that means it's time to go. From here on out, you're going to channel your inner Ricky Bobby until the end. But once you pass that finish line, it's time to hit the brakes. There will be a short runoff, and it's your responsibility to make sure that you come down to a slow enough pace to re-enter the grid. As you do so, look for the timing board though. You should be able to see how well you did. Then it's back to the grid and get ready for your next run. In the grid, you can plan your next run, check tire pressures, or the best thing you can do, find a faster driver and ask to ride shotgun. In my opinion, it's the best way to learn how to get faster. After all the runs are complete, it's time to clean up for the day. Staying after and helping out while not mandatory is a huge help. I mean, there is a lot of cones to put away. And after everything's cleaned up is when the awards are handed out. And if you were fast enough and placed high enough, you might even get a little trophy to tell everyone you're number one. I mean, come on, who doesn't want a tiny little cone saying you're number one? Now that you're ready to go, I look forward to seeing you out there. And I appreciate you watching, and comment down below if you feel there's anything we missed.